I can see in my lens and some other brand. Yeah, guys, we're talking about Cougar today, and we're visiting them at Computex 2024. Now, they have their flagship case right here, and they have some new chairs which are quite interesting, and some, how do you call them? Almost like a sofa. And I almost overslept over there and missed recording of this booth. So let's go and check out everything that they have because it's not only cases, it's not only chairs, there's loads more stuff. So let's go. Of course, we're going to start with their flagship case. This is FV270 RGB, which it doesn't even look like a fish tank because we're having 105.5 degree angled just for the airflow because they tested it out. And this is the perfect angle that actually creates from these side fans that are reversed, of course, to push the air inside and to blow the air through the rest of the case. But you already seen some couple of reviews, so I'm not going to dwell too much on it. We have it in black and white. These fans that are inside, they can be bought separately because the case comes, I think, I'm not sure if with or without any fans, but in general, these fans are sold separately, which are interconnectable. Talking about different designs, we have Airface Echo RGB. Now, you'll be surprised why this case is called Echo, because as you can see from up close, we're having these funnel-shaped holes which create some sort of an additional pressure for the air because if the fans are pulling air from the outside and let's give it a closer look over here, pulling air from the outside, and as the air tries to squeeze out, it creates additional pressure, actually helping out the fans for a better airflow. So this is really cool, goes kind of in a way for eco-friendly. That's why they have the Airface Eco RGB, because you're actually not using that much power for the fans. Regular internal design, when we're talking about that, possibility to mount, I don't think you'll be able to mount, I'm not sure if they have additional brackets for the front panel. At the top, we have a possibility for 360, and at the back, we have additional fan 120, and you can revert the GPU bracket right over there, as you can see, because we can go with vertical or horizontal. Next in line, we have MX600 Mini RGB, which is definitely some sort of a difference compared to the original MX600. The MX600 can mount 9 fans. We're talking here about 10 fans. So 2 on the power supply shroud, 2 160 PWM, which is kind of awesome to have it in such a small case. Then we're talking 2 on the side, 3 on top on the radiator, and 1 at the back. So 10 fans in a case, and as you can see, you have this some sort of a, let's say, no, it's not a bridge, but that pushes the air towards your GPU, giving it more airflow inside to cool it out. And this is how it actually looks when we're talking about the inner design. Back connect support, of course, for the MITX motherboards. Quite nice, quite solid. And to basically decrease the amount of air not going through the case, they have squares on the front as a mesh panel. The MX600, you already saw everything we're talking. You already saw it on the review, so we're just going to skip that for now. Now, regarding the chairs, as you can see, we have loads of options right here. And we're going to check them out. But here, this one has a specific, I will call this a 9D armrest, because as you can see, you can put it like this, or you can put it in the original position. You can rotate it anywhere you want. You can place it upwards, downwards. And the cool thing about this material is that it's nicely breathable. And not just because you can see through it, but because of the material on top of it, it can actually mean a lot in the hot and, let's say, very humid areas compared to the older version, which actually is made out of plastic, so it still does kind of tend to heat up. Now, let's go further. We have these chairs, which is basically designed mostly for esports in terms of helping the esports players. Why? Because you have the option to do it, give me a second, to adjust the angle and basically removing the handrest completely out of the way while you're either gaming, doing some guitar playing eventually, or anything similar to that. So it gives you kind of freedom of movement for your hand. Apart from the sofas that I just shown you, which are extremely comfortable, I literally almost fell asleep because when you sit down, I actually managed to feel my back. But regardless of that, let's go with the AIOs now. Poseidon Elite, you already saw that 360, 240. We're having him black and white version. And finally, we go with something new, Poseidon Ultra addressable RGB, black, white, 360 to 40. It's definitely something perfect because we're talking about perfect, let's say not perfect, but giving you a great ratio of radiator fan performance to noise. And we have some sort of a, it's creating vortex around the fans. As you can see, it's not creating vortex, but it's kind of taking the air on the side, and aqua dynamic principle will basically applied here to the radiator frame design. So yeah, apart from the radiator frame design, that's it, what I was talking about. And of course, the new design on the pump block top as well. And then what I mentioned regarding the FW270, these fans are interconnectable. You can see you can actually push them inside the connections if you're not using them, for instance, like on this one. And that's actually very handy because it's easy to connect, easy to disconnect, and the possibility to hide that connection, quite straightforward. This is the connection, as you can see right here. We're talking about just plugging it in on the side. RGB line going nicely throughout everything, and that's it. Quite nice. Altogether, quite nice. Of course, we have some other products when we're talking about CPU tower coolers, and of course, their power supplies. To wrap it up for Cougar, you saw their flagship case, which was already released. Of course, we've seen some other DMX 600 Mini, and we have there the Echo version of a case that actually uses the funnel-shaped holes to create a better pressure for airflow and similar stuff like that. Then we have some new chairs that are mainly comfortable, giving you possibilities for your headrest, definitely more, let's say, better air ventilation in the regions that is more humid, more hot, or something similar to that. Sofas, as you can see right here, finally they're clear because everybody was trying to get a good night's sleep. Just kidding, of course. And finally, of course, their new AIOs, Poseidon Ultra with 240, 360, maybe 420 eventually during some period of time. Regardless of that, this was Cougar's booth at Computex 2024. See you soon.